Greetings, this is Oilfield Innovations, and this video explains how we plan to further verify our patented downhole tubing disposal method. A very simple test arrangement can be used to verify the tooling and method prior to actual operations within a test well. This shows a simple and low-cost arrangement that we propose for collecting data prior to actual operations. The ultimate objective is to gather data to compare against operations within a test well, where it can be more difficult to take accurate measurements. Also, we want to verify that the proposed tooling is suitable for downhole use. Verifying the cutting arrangements will involve building and using these wireline or slickline tool strings. One assembly is arranged to split tubing or casing with the same tools in a different arrangement used to shred tubing or casing. The cutting wheels are proven technology used every day worldwide. The objective is to verify the cutting arrangement for the application downhole. Two types of cutting arrangements need to be tested. One cutting arrangement comprises splitting the tubing or casing so that another piece of tubing or casing can be driven within the body of the split tubular. Driving one piece of tubing into another piece of tubing has already been proven, and the objective is to study how the couplings affect the compaction and driving of one piece of tubing into another, and how the patterns used to split the tubing affect ultimate compaction. For splitting the tubing, all of the cutters are aligned to speed up the cutting process. The other cutting arrangement comprises shredding the tubing or casing with phased or offset cutter skates. Shredding of the tubing or casing can be used when, for example, you wish to use the shredded strands of tubing or casing to reinforce wellbore cementation. This low-cost verification spread requires basic equipment and wireline winches to simulate operating the tool string within a downhole casing or tubing. First, the cutter assemblies are used to split or shred tubulars, and then an inflatable packer is used as a piston, driven by the pumps and piping, to push a whole piece of tubing into a split piece of tubing to achieve a 50% compaction ratio. All of the equipment can be placed on the ground with the tubing and casing placed on rollers so that the manual tongs can be used to make up the pipe to associated couplings. Chain tongs and rollers provide a safe and easy and low-cost way to make up the pipe. Chain tongs are used on every rig worldwide for such operations. We've used this method in our other verification tests, and it works very well. Our proposed test spread also uses suction and return tanks to allow measurement of the fluids during compaction, so as to determine the compaction rate and also any leakages. The layout of the verification spread is relatively simple, with a forklift used to lay tubulars horizontally on rollers so that they can be made up with the manual chain tongs. Once a casing is assembled, the tubing can be assembled and pushed into the casing with a forklift, or a chain can be fed through the casing during the makeup to pull the tubing into the casing. The cutter tool strings can then be inserted into the tubing and/or casing and pulled back and forth to either split or shred the target tubular, using a wire line to pull the tool string in one direction and another wire line winch to pull the tool string in another direction. Additionally, cutting of a tubular will in some scenarios take place before it is pulled into the casing to allow inspection, measurement, and photos. Once cut, the inflatable packer can be placed inside the casing before making up the end caps and filling the casing with water. The pump can take suction from one tank, with compaction returns from the casing pushed into the return tank for measurement. Another objective is to measure the pump rate needed to effectively compact a tubular within the casing. That concludes this video. And if you'd like more information with regard to the verification methods we're proposing, we'd be more than happy to supply them. Thank you for watching this video.